Buffalo Plus, your interactive look at the week in football, brought to you by Connors and Ferris.
Good evening and welcome to Buffalo Plus Live. We are coming to you from right here on the field at MetLife Stadium, where tonight's season begins for the Buffalo Bills. They take on a Jets team that has been on the NFL's hype machine all year long. They think with their new QB, they can take the Bills' place as the team to beat in the AFC East. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Catalano, along with Jenna Cottrell and Dan Fates. It has been a wild afternoon and early evening. We are on the field. If you're just tuning in, you think everything's normal. Jenna, it hasn't been normal.
It was raining so hard earlier on today. They had to clear the field because of lightning, so it's been in and out. But hey, you wouldn't be able to tell right now, and there's a football pregame going on behind us.
Yeah, what would it be to have a Bills game that weather wasn't an issue, right?
We were sitting in the tunnel for about the last hour, and Reed Ferguson, the long snapper, comes out and just shakes his head and goes, "Of course." And we joked around about it for earlier in the day. We said, Mother Nature, apparently not a fan of Monday Night Football. She's cooperating now.
Right now,
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it really did change pretty dramatically, and that's where we are now. Right now, it looks like everything is on time. We will see if any of that changes. So tonight, Dan, let's begin with the quarterback for the Bills. This is a big night for Josh Allen to get 2023 off to a good start.
Yeah. Allen and Aaron, they are the headliners of this Monday night show. Josh has been dominating the AFC East for the last 3 to 4 years. But Rodgers has kind of been dominating the NFL for over that time. Allen grew up watching Aaron Rodgers and had this to say about facing him again this week.
It's no doubt that the feeling on game day within the stadium, the juice that those fans are going to have on such a special day, and you know, having a first ballot Hall of Famer take his first real snaps for a team, I know that they're excited for that. So that's why and where we need to rely on our captains and our leadership and experience to make sure that we're staying calm and ready and focused to play a game.
Yeah, this atmosphere will be electric.
Yeah, it certainly will be for Josh Allen, but it's really going to be electric for the other guy. He's been talked about once or twice this offseason.
All we've heard about this offseason has been Aaron Rodgers, what he's going to add to this Jets team. Obviously, there is a ton of talent on the field for this New York, New Jersey team. Aaron Rodgers coming here. He talked about this debut tonight, what he hopes to see, and what he wants this experience to be like for the fans as well.
Just want them to show up early and be as loud as possible when we're on defense, and there's a lot of excitement for the right reasons, and we'll hopefully put a good product on the field starting Monday.
Yeah, if you can't tell by me covering my ears, it's already loud in here, and we know it's only going to get even louder tonight.
Yeah, well, the fans are just arriving because they've been kept out of the stadium. The Bills buses arrived maybe, what would you guys say, 45 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Something like that. Normally they're here 3+ hours before the game, but they're out there warming up. I think they're ramping up the warm-up time to get ready for this one. You mentioned, obviously, Aaron Rodgers and all that's going on.
Yeah.
The defensive coordinator is, well, kind of a new guy for the Bills. You know him as the head coach, Sean McDermott. He has taken over the role as defensive coordinator for this team. He wants them to be aggressive. I think he wants that control with his defense. And the one thing he's got going for him tonight is his veterans back. He's got Trey White, Jordan Poyer, and Micah Hyde together, and especially for Hyde, this is his first game in nearly a year coming off that neck injury. Last September, Micah Hyde suffered a neck injury. At that time, he thought it would end his career.
You know, I just think that once a game is taken away from you, the first time in my career it's ever been, it kind of opened my eyes to how blessed I really am.
The blessed father of two is back after missing the last 17 games of last season. He says it gave him a perspective on life and on the clock running on his football career.
You just have more urgency. You know, as you get older, you have more urgency because you understand that, you know, those years have passed and you don't have times to just give away games or give away playoff games and come up short.
Tonight, he lines up against his old QB in Green Bay. He played with Aaron Rodgers for the first 4 years of his career, but any small talk between the two will come post-game.
Obviously, when the schedule dropped, knew this game was coming up, saw he signed there, all that type of stuff. Yeah, no communication. It might be a look or two when we get out on the field, but you know, we're both competitors, so I'm sure maybe a conversation after the game or something.
It is 352 days since Hyde's injury. And while he admits there is some taking in the moments and appreciating the game, he says he plays tonight without trepidation, just excitement.
The first live game, we're back Monday night. I'm going to be geeked, so I might have to calm down a little bit because I know that you know, as soon as we step back on the field and we get going, I'm going to be maybe a little bit too excited.
You know who's excited to be on this field too? Jenna, Stephon Diggs talking with the fans.
I mean, look, the atmosphere behind us, you got people all out here hugging. DeMar Hamlin out here as well. Look, the Bills are excited for this game. You talk about Micah Hyde, he's someone that waited, you know, the injury last year set him back, but he's ready to be out here tonight. Jordan Poyer as well, starting safeties the 7 years in a row for this team. That's an NFL record, and that says a lot.
And what's quite wild about that group is Poyer, Hyde, and Trey White.
Yes.
Their 3 veterans have not been on the field for a game together since Thanksgiving of 2021 because of injuries. So they are back tonight. Now, that's guys with a ton of experience.
I look so short next to an NFL offensive lineman. That's what I'm realizing. Not a good visual. Vandermark.
Yes.
Yes.
And his dad.
And his dad. Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool. I guess we're in a pretty good spot. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a defensive guy that doesn't have that experience that's getting the call tonight.
Yeah, Terrell Bernard will start at middle linebacker. And somebody on the Buffalo Plus team had a hot take that a year ago, Terrell Bernard would start at middle linebacker. I don't know who that guy was, but he was a really smart, good-looking guy that is a part of this channel.
Oh.
But look,
No, that wasn't me.
He has earned this job through mental reps because he missed time. So it'll be a big test, bright lights, first start at middle linebacker. He's going to be faster than Tremaine Edmonds was. He's going to play a different style, but it's hopefully what the Bills need, a faster offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Imagine, Jenna, it being your first start, and you're looking across at a guy who's been in the league for 19 years in Aaron Rodgers. Now, there's a corner out there that is not a rookie or not a first-time starter, but he's a young guy who has earned his stripes.
Christian Benford getting the start tonight at cornerback, too. We talked about it. This offseason, there was such a competition for that spot. Dane Jackson, would it be Kaiir Elam, the former first-round pick? Christian Benford has asserted himself into this role. He's someone that we talk about the instincts. He's a 6th-round draft pick, but he has outperformed where people thought he would be. And another example of this is that tonight. And look, I have big expectations for him. I think he's been able to play so well, and I think tonight and this season is really an opportunity for him to make a statement.
Yeah, the meritocracy, the best players play, right? And one of the best players is a defensive end who's got to make up for the loss of a Hall of Famer.
Look, stats aren't everything, but Greg Rousseau is somebody the Bills need to have double-digit sacks. He is now on his 2nd year of a diet of gunpowder and gasoline, so we're hoping that he has matured under dietitian Von Miller. While he's out, he's hoping that his project turns into that dominant guy. He's got the size. Physical freak.
Yeah.
Now he's just got to put up the numbers, especially with Von out.
All right, well, we will see. Is Stephon Diggs still throwing footballs?
Jim Kelly just threw a perfect spiral to Stephon Diggs.
That's what he's doing. That's what they're doing right behind us. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back on Buffalo Plus Live, we will talk about a wide receiver who may be the most important player to this offense, and his name is not Stephon Diggs. You'll know what I mean when we come back on Buffalo Plus Live. Welcome back to Buffalo Plus Live, and check out the Bills fans from Rochester who made the trip. The 3 ladies say they go to at least a road game a year. They are repping Josh Allen and the Bills, and they, Jenna, were letting Jets fans know who they are while they've been here.
I loved it. They had their flags out there. They had their nice sign. They were holding it down for Bills fans. They were having a lot of fun, and they were very excited to be here
see a bunch of Bills fans right here in front of us getting ready for the game tonight. Now, we were talking about Stephon Diggs being behind us. Stephon Diggs looks ready here. He's looked ready this whole offseason.
He really has, and let's talk about this offseason, because there was some of that, awkward energy between him and Josh coming in, but at the same point, I feel like they really did a good job, Stephon talking about it, kind of squashing that narrative. He wants to be here. He wants to be with the Bills. He wants to retire with Buffalo. And since then, we've really seen a different Stephon Diggs out there, and he talked about what this season means to him coming up and what this opportunity is for him.
I look at the game like I got a hell of an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think about last year. Like, I feel like more so just the timing of it, because there hasn't been any football around. Like, I mean, people only can talk about what happened last year. I feel like that's fair enough. But for me, my eyes are in the front of me, not behind me. So for me, I've just been focused on each and every day putting my left foot in front of the right and going out and grinding. Like right now, like I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I feel like a rookie again. You know what I'm saying? I got a chip on my shoulder and I got a lot to prove.
Stephon Diggs saying he has a chip on his shoulder means the NFL should be on notice.
No doubt. He's looked good. More miles behind you than in front of you. I can relate to that very well. There's a guy on the other side that's a little younger. He sort of refers to him sometimes as his younger brother out there. Yeah. And he is such a key guy for this team.
Yeah, Gabe Davis has to step up this year in his second year as being depended on as the #2 wide receiver. 7 out of the 8 Bills captains were captains last year. The one new guy was the Bills wide receiver, Gabe Davis. So was he expecting it?
It caught me off. It was a little surprising.
So how'd he find out?
We sit all in the team room, and then they just show pictures on the screen, and everybody screams for, everybody whenever they show them. And I was the last picture. I was like, whoa, and I started clapping too, and I waved to everybody. It was just funny just to know that I'm going to have a C on my chest. Because I'm a goofball. I play around a lot, but I'm glad those guys, again, look at me as a guy who can lead the team.
Yeah, fellow captain Stephon Diggs was not surprised that Gabe earned a C on his jersey this year because
he works extremely hard, and people leaning on him at this point. Also making plays. Like, it's hard to lead from the back when you're making no plays, but for a guy like that, I feel like he's trusted. That's like my little bro. I've been pulling for him for a long time, so I'm proud of him.
And another person who's proud of him is his mom. Gabe called her after he found out.
I was like, Mom, it's tough for players to get to the NFL, but imagine the ones that get to wear a C on their chest. So I said, be proud of you. This is the man you raised, and I learned everything from you, and I'm happy that, I can make you proud to do the things I'm doing.
Gabe says nothing changes now that he's a captain, but he'll take his mom's advice when she told him not to take this opportunity for granted. Reporting with the Bills, Dan Fates, Buffalo Plus. Yeah, Gabe needs to be the guy that can step up and give Diggs some relief so that he doesn't get double teamed. Gabe has had big games.
He has.
Could it be another one tonight?
Yeah, he's had big games. He had them early last year, then he ran into an injury, and it did hold him back a little. They're hoping it doesn't. He's in a contract year. Yeah. Gabe is a guy looking to prove something, prove maybe to that next deal. The Bills also have a pass catcher looking to prove something in his very first NFL game.
Dalton Kincaid, I am so excited to see what he can be in this Bills offense. We've talked so much about him, just the fact that he's a rookie, but he doesn't play like a rookie. He's a guy that just is so smooth. It doesn't look like anything really phases him, and I think he can add a different element to this Buffalo offense. I think he's someone who's really outperformed what my expectations were for him in the preseason, but now it's time to take that step forward as well. So I'm really curious to see what he can do tonight and what he can do for the rest of this team, for the season. But I will say, I had expectations coming in, but this summer, the bar is even higher for him, in my opinion.
Dan, we've heard them talk about, you'll hear it on the broadcast tonight. Not to get too in-depth, but 12 personnel is 1 running back and 2 tight ends.
Correct.
The Bills do that sometimes, but if they do it with Kincaid, they're calling it something a little different. 11 and a half
personnel, or the DK brothers, as Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. We will mix that up a lot this season, so bear with us. But two things. The good news is that Dalton Kincaid looks every bit worth a first-round talent and a top 10 guy. The bad news is, historically, rookie tight ends haven't had much of an impact, so you do have to balance that with.
But I'm saying that 11.5 because the guy plays more like a wide receiver.
Yeah, and they're going to need him to attack this Jets defense. There's weaknesses in the Jets defense at linebacker and safety. That's where you can attack it.
And that's where a running back could come in tonight, the beginning maybe of this run for James Cook.
Yeah, why do you guys always give me the running back to talk about? Listen, the Bills want to.
A huge fan.
Yes, the Bills want to run the ball. I also want to win the lottery. It starts up front. We can talk about James Cook and his agility, the way that he can catch pass out of the backfield. The Lions got to block for him in front. They've got to open up some holes for him to get going. But if James Cook can become a valuable weapon out of the backfield, that would be something the Bills haven't had the last few years.
Yeah, and Dan mentions the offensive line, Jenna. They have to be better. They start with a guard playing his first game tonight, but they love what they've seen in him.
O'Cyrus Torrence is a guy they just drafted, and look, he won that job. He got it over Ryan Bates. He's been in that position. Tonight, though, is a huge test. This Jets defensive line does not play around. It's going to be a tough test immediately for the rookie, but look, he won that job. He can perform. The Bills have high thoughts on him, so we'll see tonight what he's able to do.
If we're not talking about, they're not talking on the broadcast about O'Cyrus Torrence and Spencer Brown, that's a good thing.
Yes.
You don't want to hear about the Bills' offensive line, because if they're talking about him, it's probably not a good thing.
The guy they got to slow down is maybe the best in the NFL at his job is Quinnen Williams, defensive lineman for the Jets. He will be a big guy to watch tonight. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back on Buffalo Plus Live, a new Bills wide receiver who knows his role and the person that influenced him the most in his life, that comes back when we come back on Buffalo Plus Live. Welcome back to Buffalo Plus Live. Do we bring you right to the action? The field is right there. We are right here. This game tonight, Bills and Jets. Mike Catalana, Dan Bates, Jenna Cottrell with you. Remember, all the time you can check out the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, but we're talking about the game specifically tonight. And Jenna, there's a new guy on the offense. If you haven't been paying attention, they brought him in. He's the kind of guy that won't make big headlines, but could make big plays for them.
He's someone I had a chance to interview, and I was just really impressed by him. He was a guy who was undrafted. Bless you, Dan.
Sorry.
Dan making it about him, but
I tried.
Trent Sherfield, he's a guy that's undrafted. He spent some time in the NFL. Originally was a special teams player, and then had a breakout season last year with the Dolphins. And here's his story and his unique work ethic and where he gets it from. So what can the Bills' new receiver, Trent Sherfield, add to this Buffalo roster?
Honestly, that's a great question.
Well, don't worry, because his offensive coordinator knows.
A lot. I mean, to be honest with you, I think he's been a great addition.
Yeah, Sherfield is coming off a breakout season with the Dolphins.
Trent Sherfield. Dude works extremely hard. He's one of the hardest working guys on the team.
Yeah, his teammates have noticed, but for Sherfield,
I wasn't supposed to be here, but I am here.
Yeah, what he means is, in terms of the NFL,
I don't have all the talent. I don't have all the, the quickness, the shiftiness, the whatever it may be.
But to make it in the NFL, what sets him apart?
I've always held on to is that I'm not going to let anybody outwork me.
Yeah, every opportunity he's had, it's been possible because of that work. He wasn't drafted, but he's now entering his 6th year in the NFL, and Sherfield is hitting his stride.
Ken Dorsey had a lot of praise for Sherfield.
And he learned that outwork mentality nowhere near a football field from his grandmother.
Yeah, she's been working at Walmart for over about, I want to say, she's going to kill me if I don't get this right. But I think it has to have been over 15 years for sure.
Yeah, a decade plus of seeing her commitment to her craft and her professionalism.
There's people that come to Walmart on the regular to do their grocery shopping. They don't go to anybody but my grandmother because of how she treats them, how she rings them up, how she bags their groceries.
And it's that example that motivates the receiver every day.
She does it with excellence, and I get to come out here and play a game that a lot of people wish they could come and play. And so to me, it's like I owe the game, that respect.
Yeah, he's got perspective, and he knows where that work ethic comes from. And he knows in whatever role for Buffalo, he'll be ready. Yeah, he talks about owing the respect to the game. I think he's going to be a nice
last year. And we got to talk about the Jets' special wide receiver.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson is a tactician. Nothing really outstanding. He does everything really well. He kind of plays like a mini Stephon Diggs or a younger Stephon Diggs. He's going to be the main guy that Aaron Rodgers didn't bring here, but will use a lot this season.
Think about it. He played last year without any real quarterback play and was the offensive rookie of the year. They also have the defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Sauce Gardner is as advertised. He's coming off a fantastic season with the team. I mean, he's someone that him and Stephon Diggs have kind of gone back and forth, and that is going to be the matchup, one of the matchups to watch tonight. Stephon Diggs, Sauce Gardner. Gardner, a really, really talented guy trying to build off a phenomenal rookie season, but that is one that's going to be fireworks tonight.
You will see those two go at it.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's right behind us. Yeah.
There we go.
Warming up. Not a bad spot.
Warming up right behind us. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about the predictions for the game. But remember, anytime, the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel is your source for Bills coverage anytime. For myself, Jenna, Dan Bates, check us out on Buffalo Plus. Back with our predictions after this. Welcome back to Buffalo Plus Live. Mike Catalano, Jenna Cottrell, Dan Bates. Let's hear from our sponsor, Greg Connors. Always gives his insight. Tonight, he talked about Josh Allen not trying to do too much.
And so hopefully what Josh is thinking about is that we're going to go in and as a team, we're going to outperform the Jets on our offense because of the teams that my support. And that's going to show how Rodgers quite isn't where he is in he's at the tail end of his career. And I'm at the beginning and starting to get to the pinnacle of my career.
All right, thanks to Greg. Let's get to our predictions. Jenna, you got it first.
All right, I'm going to keep this short and sweet and simple. I have the Bills winning this game 28-27. I think there's a lot of hype around this Jets team. The Bills have the experience. That shows tonight.
All right, you got the Bills winning. Dan, what do you got tonight?
I do too. Lower scoring game, 24-20. Look, there's a lot of hype around the Jets. Vegas still has them as a favorite to go on the road here. I think Aaron Rodgers still needs some time to work this out. Big game from Stephon Diggs. He proves there's no drama. Bills win 24-20. Good score, right?
Yeah, I like the same score that Dan has. I think the Jets get off to a good start, feed off the emotion, but the Bills will hang in there. I think they're going to play tough. I think they're going to play smart. The Bills aren't saying it, but this game means a lot to them. Yep. They know what's being said about them. They keep saying they're not paying attention. They're paying attention. They've got something to prove tonight. All right, that's going to do it for us. Remember, complete post-game coverage on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. You can see the game on Channel 13 tonight. Coverage continuing with their pregame show and then kickoff at 8:15. For Jenna Cottrell and Dan Bates, I'm Mike Catalano. Thanks so much for being with us tonight on Buffalo Plus Live. Enjoy the Bills and the Jets, and we'll see you after the game.